This is a short lesson on hammer-ons and pull-offs, just getting you to do them a little bit more in time, a little bit more consistent. The first thing we're going to do obviously is going to be a hammer-on. Now what a hammer-on is where we're playing one note and we're taking another finger on that string and just hammering it straight down onto the string to get it to sound. So I've got my first finger on the second string, 5th fret, and I'm taking my second finger and just bringing it straight down onto that same string on the 6th fret. I'm hammering down. I'll also do it with my third finger or 4th finger. And you want to try and get it so that your hammer-on note is not any quieter than the fretted note. You don't want it to be like yeah, it's just another way of articulating the note without a hard pick stroke, is one way to look at it. What we're going to do is a little exercise here, and we're just going to take you through all of the different finger combinations and try and get you so that you can do this stuff in time. We're just going to be doing eighth notes with the metronome. The metronome is set to 60 beats per minute, and we're going to start with the first and second fingers. And we're just going to do 4 counts of these. So you got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we're going to do the next finger combination, which is 1 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then 1 and 4. Then we're going to do some of the harder combinations. We're going to start on your middle finger, and I'm actually going to keep the first finger on the string behind it, just kind of help support it. And we're going to hammer on with the third finger. And then the fourth finger. And then we'll do the third finger, holding the note down, and we're going to hammer on just with the fourth finger. Alright. Now the other kind of combinations that we're going to do the first, second, and fourth fingers, and then we're going to do the first, third, and fourth fingers. When we play major scales or minor scales or any of the diatonic scales, a lot of times we're going to have 3 notes per string, and these are some more common combinations. And we'll do these as triplets, so this will be like 1 triplet, or alright. The very last one is just all 4 in a row. We're starting on the first finger, do these as 16th notes. 1 E and alright. So here goes the whole run of them. 1. Okay, so those are the hammer-ons. And as we do these exercises, I'm going to do basically the reverse just with pull-offs, but try and do them in different places on the fretboard on different strings too. You do them on the first string, do all of these. It's going to feel different because the string is a different thickness. You can do them any one of these strings. Ideally what you should do is start on the first string, go through the whole series of exercises, move up to the second string, do the whole series, go up a string at a time. I wouldn't sit around and do this all day. It might be kind of hard on your hand. We don't want to create any possible overuse injuries. Doing this maybe a couple times throughout the course of the day will be good to actually build your hand strength and get the technique to happen. Now, next thing we're going to do are some pull-offs. And basically we're just going to do the same order of notes. We've got the second finger pulling off to the first finger. Now pull-off is where, you see I've got the first and second fingers on the second string together. And I would take my second finger, my middle finger here, and I'm pulling off the string so that the first string or the first finger sounds. Alright, and I have to pull down a little bit to basically pluck the string. You don't want to, if I just pull straight off the string, it's not going to really be very loud. Right now I've got kind of a loud guitar sound right now, so it's actually a little bit more, you're getting a little bit more sound than you normally would. The trick here when you're pulling down is don't pull the other finger down with it. Don't go, because then you're going to pull it out of tune. So you really have to be careful and try and keep the first finger, or any of the fingers that are holding a note that isn't being pulled off, from coming down and actually pulling the string out of tune. Alright, so we're going to have the second finger pulling off to the first, third finger pulling off to the first, fourth finger pulling off to the first, and then we'll do third finger to the second, fourth finger to the second, fourth finger to the third, and then we're going to do our fourth to the second to the first as triplets, and then fourth to the third to the first as triplets, and then fourth, third, second, one. We'll do that as 16th notes. All right, so here are the pull-off second portion of this. There you go. Now, what you want to try to do, like I said, is do these in as many positions and on as many strings as you can. Most importantly, there's two most important things right now for me. You want to make sure that you're not pulling notes out of tune. You know, with a lot of my students, you know, get a lot of that kind of thing where everything's getting kind of pulled around and stretched. And then also, we're trying to do this stuff in time. A lot of times people think when you're doing hammer-ons and pull-offs that it's a technique, and they don't really associate it with any subdivisions of time. And what we're doing is we're just taking the most basic portion of this technique, basically each finger potential pull-off or hammer-on, and we're doing them just as eighth notes with this. In future lessons, we're actually going to be using this to try and make lines, like solo lines, actually swing a little bit more, or actually have a little bit better feel. So that's going to be what we're doing this week. We've got the hammer-ons and we've got the pull-offs, and you're going to have the written portion of this at my blog, blogmarkween.com, or blog.markween.com, or www.markweenguitarlessons.com.